What's up guys, it's me, your boy SteveRandom here, and I'm back. Yes, I'm back. I don't know how long I'm gonna do this, but the reason why I took a break is because I've been enjoying summer. I've been out of town for about 3 weeks, roughly, and I didn't take my camera with me because I didn't want to do another vlog because it was gonna be the same thing. I just wanted to enjoy my time, and I felt like I kind of took a good break. I can hit this back. As you can tell by the title, I'm doing 5 fragrances that are really powerful, meaning that when they're first sprayed on, they just project, and not necessarily like when they first get sprayed on, but throughout the whole time they're on. And sometimes you might even smell it 14-15 hours later. By the way, there was like a few fragrances that I picked up during this little break that I'll be showing in another video. One of them is actually in this video, but you know, the other one isn't in this video, and I'll make a separate video about both of them and review about them. So enough with the intro, let's get into this video. Number 5, you know, it's kind of a strong list when you have a Chanel as number 5. My number 5 is Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme, pretty much a Tonka Bean Extreme master. I mean, it smells really good if you like Tonka Bean. Really nothing else to say about it. The most thing, and the reason why it's in this video, is because of how long it does last. It lasts on me for about 9 hours, but sometimes I can smell it the next day if I'm wearing the same clothes. I mean, usually a fragrance like some I've tried, and I've been doing a lot of testing in the last, I think it's a month I've been out. I've not only just, you know, shut off and just called it quits, I've also been smelling other fragrance and testing stuff out, which I'll be doing other videos on soon. But for now, I mean, this thing, like for example, I sprayed on Versace Eros on myself, and I know it doesn't last as long and it's very weak performance, but it does last for quite a few hours, and it lasts pretty good. So then I smelled it the next day and I couldn't smell Versace Eros. I also did try Acqua di Gio Profumo. I tried that one and I couldn't smell it the next day. When I tried this one and the other upcoming fragrances, they did last on to the other day. And pretty much I smelled it, you know, after 8-7 hours sleep. I could smell this on my shirt and it was pretty cool. And obviously I'm not really doing much while I'm sleeping, I'm just sleeping, but it still tells you that this has some good longevity in it. That's my number 5, Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. My number 4 is a pretty new release, but I've been very surprised when I've, you know, put it on. Sometimes when I put it on, I just put on one spray, and just to make me feel like sort of smelling like a little bit of fresh and sweet. But when I put this on, I'm also surprised of how long I can smell it for. I mean, usually with some fragrances you get fatigued, you get your nose fatigues, but this one, for some reason, my nose just keeps on smelling it. This is Jean Pocatier Superman. This paper on the top kind of messed up. I don't know, I guess this was in my bag when I was traveling, and I guess it's a bad idea because I put it in my bag and it was between a few books, so it was getting really hot in there. And this paper just like kind of all came together, and I don't want to take it off, but it's I don't know, it's not very a good look anymore. I mean, I'm thinking about taking it off, but at the same time it's leaving these, like, I don't know, it's leaving these marks when I take it off, so I'm just gonna keep it on, whatever it is. It's also a pretty good memory and a good lesson for myself not to keep a fragrance in a bag between books for a while, because I didn't open my bag for a few days and it was in the same position, and yeah, the wrapping got, I mean, it wasn't extremely hot, there was no sun shining on this, but it was in the car for 2 days and there was no sun shining at it because it was in the garage, so there was no sun, it was just hot, and the wrapping paper got messed up. But this paper, I mean, not the wrapping paper. But anyways, the reason why it's in this video is because it does last on me for almost a day, but sometimes I don't smell it like every hour, but I do smell it for most of the time it's on me, and then I can like suddenly start getting whiffs of it again after like 7-8 hours, and then I can get whiffs of it again after like 15 hours, and the next day after 24 hours I'm like, let me check. and it's still there, and it's even still on the shirt. And this shirt I haven't worn in about 4 days. Not to mean plug, but it's SteveRandom. I'm not selling any of these. I just sold them locally where I live, and I'm not selling them online. So it's just a little bit of a shirt for myself. But Jean Bocatier Ultramal, Jean Bocatier Superman is my number 4. I know this is a pretty long video so far, but I am a little bit rusty. Haven't been on a camera for about a month, so I'm just gonna keep talking. But my number 3 is overall, let's just say, you guys know this and we all know this, credo Ventus is my number 3. The reason why it's not my number 1 is because there's different batches. So there's some batches that last like 4 or 5 hours. There's some batches that last on forever. There's some batches that last on medium, about 7 to 8 hours, a pretty good, decent range. My batch lasts about 6 to 7 hours, but it lingers in the air. And by I mean lingering is what I mean, it like just comes, like whiffs of it come every now and then. And sometimes I don't even spray my shirt with it, but like it's in my shirt for like the previous day, and I don't spray anything on my shirt, and I still get whiffs of it, like just like almost like my nose is it's like wanting to smell that smell, and it's not even on my shirt anymore. It's weird, and I know, I mean, I don't know if you guys get this, but credo Ventus is my number 3, and it's pretty much because I just keep getting whiffs of it, and I don't know if other people get whiffs of it, but the main reason is that I keep getting whiffs of it, and that's why it's my number 3. My number 2, and by the way, I know I haven't released my summer list yet. I'm planning on doing that maybe in the next week or 2 weeks, just because I want to steadily build up. I want to kind of start again, you know, take it easy, then throw out a top 10 summer fragrance list. Because some of these top 10 lists are pretty big, so I need to think about them really and, you know, try to test some things before I actually put them out there. So that's coming up shortly, and there's a few things that I'm gonna film in the next few days that are a little bit, you know, like a sponsor thing, upcoming things. I'm not gonna really spoil it, but I know that I've had these for like a few weeks now, and I really need to do a video on them, and I want to help you guys out as well with some good deals. So my number 2, I don't know if you guys saw this, but my number 2 is Layton, Parfums de Marly Layton, just the Layton regular version. And the reason why this is my number 2 is because it outperforms the number 3, number 4, and number 5 spot, and it also is really, really strong when it first is sprayed on. Like sometimes I would spray on one spray on the back of my neck and walk out my room, and then my brother, who's in another room, he would be walking out, he would be like, that smells really good. And I mean, sometimes I also get some complaints about how strong it smells, but it smells good, but it just smells too strong. So I've been easing down on the sprays on this bad boy. But Layton, this is my new pickup, by the way, of the last, let's say, month. Last month I've got 2 fragrances, both niche. This one's one of them, and the other one will be coming out in another video, and that's it. Layton Parfums de Marly is my number 2. It's very, very strong, and especially because it has that lavender at the top. Other stuff, I don't know the notes to be exact, but it's really a strong fragrance once it's sprayed on. Then your nose kind of loses it, but then 9 hours, 10 hours later, even 15 hours later, you start getting the smell, and you wonder what it is, and then you remember that you put on Layton like 12 hours ago. So Layton Parfums de Marly, that's my number 2. My number 1, though, is not a new pickup. It's just a fragrance I've been using for about, let's say, about a year almost. This one, I was shocked. I was shocked when I was testing out some fragrances for this video, and seeing how long they do last. This one really shocked me because, I mean, I knew it was going to be a very, very good comparator for these other fragrances, but the amount that lasted on was really crazy. So I'll tell you guys a story real quick. I sprayed on one spray to test it out one day, and then I ran around my neighborhood and came back home, and I was sweating like crazy, and I could still smell it. So then I put the shirt in the dirty clothes basket, and then after 2 days later, I smelled that same area I sprayed, and it smelled like it was just now sprayed on. I was shocked. So then the next day I just sprayed it on, went outside, went to eat somewhere, then came back home. It smelled, I was still there. I was asking a few people, can you smell anything here? And they were like, yeah, it's very good. And then the next day I wore that same shirt, but like I had it on as I was sleeping, and I could still smell it like it was almost sprayed like 2 hours ago. I could say, I'm not kidding. It's really a strong fragrance. It's Invictus by Paco Rabanne. Invictus, I said everything about it. I don't know what else to say. It remains one of my strongest fragrances and most powerful projecting fragrances. This is my number one, Invictus by Paco Rabanne. Yep, that's it. I mean, yep, I kind of forgot how to intro these videos because I've not done it for a month, and you know, I still need to get back into it. But I think I used to say, thank you guys for watching. Let's change it up a bit. Let me just say, peace.